Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Binding the fucking Isaac. Go with random, and Eve is actually a character I'd hoped to become, since I wanted to accomplish a bit more things with this particular character, and I want to finish up the things that we need to accomplish, you could say, which does mean defeating some of the bosses, because we would get more items and general achievements from doing so, which is something I am looking quite forward to acquire in this particular context. We got the Judgment, which we will not use right now because it is wholesomely useless. Oh, they don't even deal damage. I never actually knew that. I'm not even joking right now. I always thought the neutral flies would deal damage, but they don't. They really don't. That is amazing. Basically, it leaves fly love useless for those particular enemies. We got a wiggle worm. I'm not excited for that, but I'll take it anyway. So the reason why I'm speaking in quite a well, damned down voice is because it's quite late outside. The old peeps are going back to sleep, going back to their resting place, and I don't want to really agitate them too much because it is one of the weekly days, and I just realized how rarely I actually record in the weekly days. It's usually just in the weekend that I resort to recording. So basically that I won't disturb any people, and it's just easier doing it in the weekend too. I just don't tend to have any real time when it comes to it. I really have not that much time in my hand. In general, I can't even get that. That's sucky. And I don't think there's anything else I can use. Anyways, I'll keep the Judgment for the next floor. That is quite a good catch. Oh right, I didn't even... Gemini. He shouldn't really prove that much of a difficulty unless I don't have the ability to control this battlefield, but I don't think it's that difficult, to be honest. I will. So yes, I was coming to the college life here in this particular country that I'm living in is quite a busy time, you could say, in general, and yeah, it just doesn't tend to have any real gaps in time that you can spend for your hobbyism, and it's mostly based around homework. Of course, there are actually, now that I mention it, there is quite a numerous amounts of time. I just end up spending it on eating and going to different hobbies and exercising those things, and also watching weird videos on YouTube. That is actually another thing that I practice even more when I think about it. Immediately go in here, and I think that is worth it. Taking 10 bombs for 1 key is a pretty darn okay trade-off, in a sense. Not a favorite trade-off by a long shot in the history of ever, but that was unnecessary damage. Not too, but at least we can... Deadward, do your stuff. Yes, thanks mate. Goodie. This is quite... well, whatever. I did some darn stupid ass mistakes, and I'm definitely gonna put this guy out because they get the potentiality to be dangerous, and that is no good in any reasonable form or whatever. I need some hearts to be able to survive better. I don't think I'll use judgment just yet. But if I don't have the means to survive, then yes, I will fucking use that thing. Quite definitely. So yeah, Eve is always having that exact faulties that these weaker tire characters tend to have. She is lacking in damage and health, for that matter. She has quite a number in her speed stat, which is quite good. I really don't know if I'll go in there yet. I think I'll lay it off for just this once. Definitely see when the strength mushroom is activated, or not the strength, the odd big huge mushroom. Oh yes, I have enough to make that count. I think I can, if I do this, and then get out, and then get back in and let it blow up. Yes, excellent. And it also changed back to a normal fireplace, so yeah, very good. And that too. Yes. So yes, her base stat multiplier when it comes to damage is 0.75, which is absolutely atrocious, especially compared to that your normal average damage is 3. Fuck is it? 1.5, 4.5, or something like that. This is 3 and something. And then the base damage for, I just spit it on my keyboard, Jesus Christ. I'm saying the word 3, which is quite the magical number. Because apparently spitting all over your IG premises. I'll just leave a bomb here, and these flies generally tend to sway away from trouble, which I don't exactly blame them for doing that. That is quite the good stunt. Alright, friends till the end. Never let go and all that bullshit. Okay, I think I'll just use... Will I? No, will I really? Actually now I'm kind of doubting it, because I might be able to use it for something a bit more efficient. I mean the judgment card, that's what I'm referring to right now. The judgment card is 20 card. Right, so we are fighting famine, which means that we won't get page and boy in the first place, which is actually one of those few situations where page and boy can be useful. That's when you need monies. So yeah, that is how it's gonna be apparently. Oh, whoa, that was too close for comfort, to be honest. But I think, yeah, usually I don't really know how gentle and friendly that he feels like being, Judgment feels like being, or the beggar. So you can never really tell when you get anything efficient out of your deal, so you'll just get spaz out nothing. Cube of meat, always nice to have. Blocking tier since 1987. I like to mention dates starting with 1980 something for some weird reason that I've not yet understood, but apparently I do. So that is sure is something. Jesus, how are these guys so? It really does take a while to defeat them, especially with my lowest base damage, which we will try and make up for in one way or the other. I'm hoping for an item room or something which gives a damage up. Oh, tears up for that matter. Tears up could always be useful. And I don't know about wiggle worm. It's one of those weird instances where it can be useful, then again it mostly isn't. Okay, I'll remember that there is the judgment, which will surely be useful at some point. Nope. Only bombs. Only freaking bombs. That is something to notice. I've actually only gotten the lower grade of the levels, as in the basement and not the cellar, and the caves not catacombed yet, which I am quite grateful for, unless that could turn the entire event into shit. And that is rarely a good thing when that tends to happen. So I'm quite happy for that. Now, what do I want out of this particular floor and just general occasion? I don't rightly know. A bomb, yes, sure. More bombs, even more, God forbid, bombs than we could have in the first place. Why not? The more the merrier, they always used to say. This is a splendid example of when people have taken something too fucking far. And now I know why wiggle worm. Some people tend to, well, dislike it a lot. It doesn't fucking angle, and this is definitely worth it. Without a doubt. Or doubt, I should say. Oh, okay, Super Sloth. Not exactly what I would want to be countering, and this mere time, the more spiders, the not merrier, the actually worse it is. I'm not very looking forward about that fact. This run so far is not exactly looking up to be the best, and no, I would definitely have to step up my game to have a greater chance of surviving in general. I really hope I'm focusing too much on the spiders, but the wiggle worms making it really hard to survive in general, and oof. Yeah, this is quite hard and could be the ultimate demise of me if I don't step up my game one way or the other. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, so a few hits left and he should be done for. Come on. Yes, okay, Bob's Curse. So poison bombs, which is good because we have so many freaking bombs. I think just because our survivability is quite low, it's worth it to use Judgment now and get as much out of him as possible. That would be quite... oh. Yes, I see. Don't exactly know how to feel about that. There is a secret room there, it's always good to know. Yes, definitely try that. Even with a poison bomb. Okay. Money, eh? Money is how you tend to solve the problems of life. Right, so it doesn't tell me where the shop is. It just tells me how I get to it. That is what I am interested in doing. Okay. I guess I saw that coming. I really did see that coming. Go random once again and get Judas this time, which might evidently prove out to be a better run ultimately. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see, that part depends if I take too much dumb damage to begin with and end my run very quickly, because that is how it tends to be when you do Judas runs in general. So I'll tend to avoid that particular fact and hope that I get something to at least survive. The hourglass is not something to survive, so to speak. I'm not really sure if I'll use it in general at any of these rooms. So I'll just move on. And this might tend to be one of those quick and painless episodes where nothing is actually, like, we haven't really accomplished anything and life is just spent away on measly figurines and nothingness, which could potentially prove out to be true. That is not to say. I'm trying to angle the shots here. Very delightful manner, no freaking hearts, which is otherwise just what I need, and I'm not really sure we can even do this. No, don't think I'm fast enough, so I'll leave it be. Yes, I was definitely not fast enough. I tried to track it with my eyes just then. And Gemini is that the champion version? I'm not really sure what is, like, what is dangerous and what is not. I'm trying to tend to not take any damage just in general to avoid. And it seems as though the champion version is slightly slower, or very slower, which really does help up the cause. My only real enemy at this point is my own knockback, which is ultimately a very good name for a song of some sort. Perhaps deathcore / lounge music for not the faint of heart, you could say. And I got loads of health back from that room, so that is awesome. That is very awesome. Not gonna go to the shop just yet. Bear with me and notice that I say just yet, because we might get enough. How much health do these guys just have? It's insane. As long as they put themselves on fire, it's like almost completely impossible to break them apart again with their unhealthy amount of of health. Haha. You get it? Yeah, of course you do. And I really have a hard time knowing exactly what to do at rooms like these, where the guys come from every corner, where to go and where not to go, and where to survive and where to die. All those different aspects of life you really tend to wonder about. Well, not to wonder about one. To think about. Just lost all my spirit hearts, which is not something that is not something that is looked highly upon. The $3 bill, holy Jesus. I do not know what to say to that, but I'm quite joyful to get that. Monstro we should make sort of like quick work of him. I guess this is some sort of tears up, or maybe I'm just imagining things, and it looks like we got mom's freaking contacts. This is why the $3 bill is absolutely amazing. And we got meat, and we got a deal with the devil, and we fucking... Okay, never mind, we didn't get anything. We got spectral tears apparently. I'm trying to break these things apart. Yes. Okay, this run is surely shaping out to be something. Which something is always better than nothing, as they say in those fancy academies of theirs. Just got homing tears and got don't even know tears right now. We always get some sort of tear effect. So we got freaking the inner eye, I think it's called, or triple shot. Not a triple shot of Bacardi Breezer or shaken not stirred, as they preferred. The hermit. That's for the shop. I have no interest in going to the shop at this instant, since I do not see how it can prove itself useful. Once again, mom's freaking contacts. This is amazingness at such high levels, I cannot even contain myself. I just realized I did quite a mistake, well, collecting that spirit heart, since I could evidently save an heart by you just wasting one of my regular hearts on that curse room. If I will go to... Oh, who am I kidding? Of course I go to the curse room. You know, it always bugged me for a certain amount of time why people actually went to these god forbid curse rooms. This is one of the reasons you don't go to them. The reason you really go to them downright is because you believe in the Dark Lord Satan, Lucifer. No, of course not. It is because you want that freaking Holy Grail. It really is. I never really know it was even connected to the god room pool in the first place, but now I know. I wisened up. Now, look at me, Mar. I actually got wiser. It seemed as though school has paid off one way or the other, which is evidently a very good cause for school in general. And yeah, it has become a necessity for me to learn something new every day, and this is definitely learning something new too, I presume. Not in exactly the highest academical form, well, attainable, but it is something, and that's what matters. You couldn't have made this easier for me, little child. I think we need full health for that. So it's like full health for regular mob trap rooms, bottom health for other mob trap rooms. What is this awful sorcery? Right, don't know if that was worth it. It wasn't. It really didn't matter one single gosh darn bit. Right. Okay. So that is something. And I'm slightly scared with this particular room, but yes, great. Secret room, and it seems like the one with loads of hearts. Is this my reflection? It is, isn't it? It fucking is my reflection. Oh, you silly Willy. Ugh. Saw that coming just in the nick of time. Rest till the end. Right. Quite funnily, just the same darn thing that I got the last time. Okay. Okay. It seems as though I should have picked up Guppy's paw, since it might have seemed useful at that particular time, and the relic will surely also be useful for spirit hearting and generally preaching the good message of our one and only true savior, MacGyver, which is very important to appreciate at some instances in life. The people who make the most out of it should also be appreciated the most. And okay, at least we got a little help from our friends to make it through to the end. So we got tough love apparently from this. Yes, okay, right. Nothing worth of value, and I don't even want to use the hermit. I have this feeling I could use it for later instances. Potentially, if I don't dodge into the enemies, it would certainly prove itself much more useful. So I'm trying to avoid that from now on. Of course, this is the things you sacrifice when you get Guppy's tail, and we got number 1, which is evidently not a good thing at all in this room, because yes, of course, fire rate through the roof, but range down, well, Holy Grail's drain. I will spend it now, just that we got this matchstick. Yes, that is bombs, isn't it? It is bombs. It really is bombs. Yes. So I hope I can defeat these. I think I have, well, a pretty good chance of doing that, I evidently would presume I do. So, yes, the Hollow is not a very difficult boss fight, especially not for the Catacombs, and just in general. He is a sophisticated version of Larry Jr., moving diagonally instead of horizontally, which is just for noobs. Now, Jesus Juice is one of the biggest lies in the history of humanity. I think I mentioned this. It gives a fucking damage up. Excellent. It says the complete opposite, but it's still darn excellent. So, no complaints from my department. Right, sometimes it's quite hard to tell what your current cheer effect in actuality is. Not that I really wanted to know, but it could always prove itself useful at some points. Come on. Yes, we almost got this little ace of spades. There he is. Debating whether or not spending a bomb for that is useful. Alright, so we got homing tears, which apparently decreases our fire rate, or maybe my fire rate was increased for the last floor. I'm never one to tell that. Never one to give true facts, so don't count on me for doing that, mate. I should have told you that is not something I indulge myself in. Come on, little friend. Come on, you can do it. No, okay, then I'll guide you on the way towards redemption. Right. Another spacebar item. Jesus Christ, this is getting an annoyance. Problem is, Unicorn Horn is actually useful for certain amounts of time. We'll see if it proves itself. So, yeah, we'll have a looky at later points in life. It could be, it could be. It could also be that it wasn't. But we also got an arcade. And this... You know what, just for the heck of it, we actually got loads of items for that, and also, did I just get it? I got a freaking dime. You know, that made it instantaneously worth it. The whole darn ordeal. One of the best normal chests, so to speak, grey-zoned chests that I've acquired in quite a long time. Or in forever, really. Don't think I've ever got a chest that was nearly as talented and good as this one. Talented. Just bear with me for this one. My talented level seems to be at ungodly huge amounts. Ugh. Just because I'm a risky devil like that. And you know, strangely, I think that was slightly worth it. Somehow. Of course, we are lacking in other departments. Now it's surely worth it to use a bomb and hopefully get a key back. Okay. Amazing, let me tell you that. Save that for later. Maybe I should have not wasted that hard, but oh well. Okay, always good to know where your enemies are and where they are not. That's maybe more the case. Yes, very good. We got mom's contacts once again, which is evidently one of the most useful tier effects you could get. Triple shot is always also darn great, but mom's contacts just do not compensate for anything whatsoever, which is why it's so likable in a sense. And now I know why I'm getting so many Spirit Heart drops. The relic, the freaking relic, mate. That is what we are dealing with right here. Okay. Supposedly worth it. But let's leave it at supposedly. Moses supposes hitosis are roses, but Moses supposes supposedly. Infuriously, is that what it says? Ugh. You know, memory at this hour is not something that you tend to appreciate. And, well, obviously remember. That's part of the whole ordeal, yes. Great. Maybe I should have just have went directly for the boss, but I'm curious as to what we're missing. There is always stuff, though. Okay, that was maybe ultimately not the best course of action that I could have made right there, because it might end up costing me my poor eternal heart if I don't pull myself together. Right, okay. So we are almost out of this. Semi-alive. The most annoying part of these B-Leaguers is they're just completely random path of choosing, which leaves them so unpredictable. Yes, annoying at very high grades. No, I'm just gonna go direct for the boss and not waste any more time. Can always dilly-dally more. Wait, who am I fooling? Oh, we got fucking greed. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Jesus. That was very, very dumb. Could have ultimately saved a bunch of health at this mere instant. But then I decided not to, and the damn thing about this is that I perplexed my own tears with the tears of greed, or the shootings of greed. I do not know if he cries or if he's just out to get me. I do not know much about greed, as he does not know much about me. We've got even more money, and you know what this means? This means that I will definitely go gamble a bit. You know, if you're down on your luck, you can always count on gambling to bring you up again, in one way or the other. So yes, I suppose we will do that. Great, awesome, fucking delicious in so many regards. So yes, it's time for gambling, my friends. Bear with me if this seems futile. And yes, that was not part of the gambling process, that was just me wasting a damn fine bomb. We can't even use, right, I forgot, until... No, we can't even use it in general because I picked up that darn eternal heart. That was completely stupid of me. Oh well. Whatever, not like there's much to do about that. I really do not want to waste the eternal heart off the off chance that it will drop a blood bank, which is ultimately very good, but evidently not that great either. So yeah, let's waste a few more coins and I'll decide when it's time to get back with our usual lives and not waste fucking time doing all this shit. Right, the lovers. That is completely goddamn awful. I am really regretting this decision now. If only one of the secret rooms could contain, well, what we're looking for, all would be forgiven. I'm not even sure I can acquire that just of yet. What about this? Could this seem to be the ultimate choice, and so it was. Raw fucking liver. Holy Jesus, this is rare that you see this. Amazing. Just downright amazing, because it gives, well, obviously 2 hearts out of it, which is what you would wish for in most occasions. Our health is looking pretty darn splendid at this point. The Fallen, you know, yeah, I don't even know about the Fallen, if he could potentially grant us some items that could be useful for, well, the Eternal Heart that we have acquired, or anything along those lines. Don't think so though. Just think it is empty speech for the general public that people tend to indulge themselves in and believe. But let me tell you, you shouldn't believe what those filthy dictators say. What am I even on about? Alright, the ability to fucking fly. And this is just spitting me in the face so many times. Unbelievable amounts of health regeneration. And yet I am too gosh darn stubborn to give it up. Just for this Eternal Heart. I know it is very... yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. It is quite childish in a sense, because I know that I could, and also quite impatient. Should I really? No, you know what? I'm not gonna tempt fate. I'm not gonna waste any particular things that could potentially prove very useful in the future, which I have this tendency of generally doing. So I will definitely not go ahead and do that again. Right, a leech. Oh, Mom's contact is excellent with those leeches. The only thing a leech is useful for, or was useful for back when you were in the medieval times, that didn't have a single darn understanding of anything that was good for you. You use leeches for all different ailments and illnesses. Oh, well, you're having breast cancer, lad. Just use a fucking leech. Just let it suck out your life force and you'll get right back to normal. And in this game, it really does suck out our life force, for good or worse. Or for better or worse, I should say. Not... or for worse or worse, which is actually the true occasion. This instance. Right, why am I having so much trouble killing off these guys? Right, that was great. Pills here. Bad trip. Could be worse, ultimately, but many things in life could be worse than, well, bad trip hill. So, no concerns, little Charles. We will get back to status quo in just about no time, I should say, if I'm not fucking up too much. Now, if only this was Spirit of the Night, because what Spirit of the Night has as aces, as so many other things lack in general, is the ability to shoot through rocks. This is something that you generally tend to lack when you're having a run like this. Dwarves Pit, good item, just not as good as, well, that other guy. Simple as that. Finally, God forbid, not a fucking greed. I got Mom's purse. Yes, I'll pick that up just with the off chance of there being another trinket. And definitely another key. I think I'm done gambling, as you could obviously see. I spent my capitalistic quota this day, this fine day of ours. And so I am done with every other activity that there might remain for me to spend my wealthiness on. Which is always a good thing, good sign in general. Right, should not have that much difficulty clearing rooms like this. But it seems as though my general lacking skill has come to be the death of me. But that is not something that I necessarily dislike. I don't know, it's just nervousness kicking in at the entire wrong times, I suppose. And not taking a deep breath, staying relaxed, and not tensing in your shoulder, and just being at the optimal shape of the day, which is not at 11 o'clock in the evening. But it is for some people, right? So don't judge your whole mouth on the people, son. Let me tell you that. If there's one thing I've learned, then it is that gluttony is not a good thing unless you are, well, suffering from anorexia, in which case it could be evidently very useful, but many anorexic people in this case tend to stay away from that course of action because they are anorexic. That was very cryptic. Never mind my silly willy ordeals right there. Just let it slide gently in. Right, okay, so this ultimately turned out to be worse than it could have been if I wasn't being so gosh darn slow. Luckily we have the ability to fly, and we have the ability to do plenty of things, which is just about amazing. The magnet. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna pick it up. Got no use for it whatsoever. But I can always pick it up. That will always leave me with some sort of empty satisfaction. For some weird reason. Right? Oh, you can definitely feel the lack of my fire rate in especially these particular rooms, where it is very evidentially that I do not have a lot, because I got that tears down at one point in life, I believe. So that is something that can happen too when you're being careless. When you're being careless. Good. Do I risk it? Of course I do. Of course I fucking risk it. It wasn't even a risk. It was a beneficial in... Right. It was semi-beneficial. Let's leave it at that. So now we see why the Eternal Heart was actually worth it in the first place. I'll check if there's a secret room here. Which there wasn't. Secret room can be a lot of places, mostly a place where you do not expect it to be, which is most evidently, and it wasn't, which I'm quite content for. So loads of money. Oh, now we can gamble a bit on the judgment. Always forget to savor the time at hand. Meat to savor the time at hand. Bread begins the meal of life. Oh, for the love of Jesus. I am so very sorry I could not save you right there, my friend, but ultimately, greed was your own worst demise. Well, not exactly greed, but I'm always wondering where they had these huge deposits of items, these silly beggars. It just seems as, well, as a very obvious thing for them to have. So I'm not questioning it, I'm just, well, I am questioning it, because how the heck can they have so many storage of fucking random ass items for no particular reason? Predator Fly, always worth it. Almost. But bear with me here, it is, for the most part, just worth it. So let's see if we can get him stuck in the cycle of agony, which I so prefer to call it. Yes. Very good work on my part. Or, well, that was damn egocentrical. Yeah, homing cheers are really quite well, unnecessary in kind of every regard we got possible here. But yeah, we got him, and that's what evidently what matters. I just fucked it up. I just butchered it up real great, and that is, come on, mate. Right, okay. So once the cycle is stopped, there is quite a low chance of it appearing again, but luckily it was so. Holy Jesus, we got... Well, definitely gotta check that out. We got the mitre. This is the run of Spirit Hearts in a nutshell. If you ever wanted Spirit Hearts, you have come to the right place, my friend. Spirit Hearts galore in every sense of occasion. Three bad pills and... Oh, I love the noise. Let's hear it one more time. Oh, well. No more for me then. Great, so we are glowing all over the place, and sweet Lord Jesus is within us, the power of Christ. And the Holy Spirit is something that is coursing through my veins. Got something to compensate for that atrocious pill I got earlier, which is always very nice to get. We have so far only gotten the good aspects of the different floors, I tend to think. But then again, my temptations to think might be overvalued at many occasions. So bear with me if I spurgle absolute nonsense. If I garble. Yes. Just like there, that didn't even mean anything. Garbling. It sounds great. It doesn't mean a single thing, let me tell you that much, mate. Now, evidently, these things are always worth it, because holy Jesus, when we take a look at the Spirit Hearts we are acquiring on this very set place, I'm very happy for that. Evidently, I am quite the happy mongrel, and I can basically afford to take as many hits as humanly possible with the entire setup that we have done for ourselves. This is a point in life that I would wish I had the ability to float over a random rock or hole, which we do not, which is just fine nonetheless. It doesn't really have the entire ability or nerve to actually finish us off. But maybe I do not have the nerve to finish them off either, which is quite the sad thing. I'm trying to focus on one at a time, but they just tend to overlap each other at all the available occasions. I do not know why those chunk of flesh can still tend to move. It's so annoying. I must have had a tear effect, or is it the magneto that is, well, causing everything up? I do not exactly know, and I wished I hadn't taken that particular amount of damage. But sometimes, right, you just can't get what you want, and these rooms always tend to be annoying in general. So the more you can avoid of them, the better it is. In this case, we got one, so we couldn't avoid anything else. Now, as long as we avoid Mask of Infamy, the boss I was mostly referring to, I'll be happy as a duckling. And it seems as though I have the ability to be happy as a duckling if this keeps up. Another key, another life saved, as I prefer to call it, or another keyboard saved, for the potential risk of me angering out on it. Which doesn't seem very likely for something that I would do, but you just might never know. Right, so holy shit, am I even gonna do this? It's like, you know, shitting all over the fans of America. You know what, I think I'm going to go all out just because I have the ability to Spirit Heart all over the fucking place. So I did it. And I have Spirit Hearts through the roof right now. This is truly the night of the spirits, and I'm very thrilled for that. So if only Wrath would keep self-inflicting harm on himself, I am once again very joyful for all these great things that have befallen upon us. This is a very great run, and could still see myself butchering that up concerning my, well, general rule. And I managed to defeat every single sin, which means that I have conquered my very own worst fears and my own, well, my availability in the Scars of Hell, which means that I would not serve that much jail time when I ultimately die and have to serve away time in this very cozy place known as... What the hell is it called on English? I do not even remember. I'm very sorry for that. But that place where you have to atone for your sins, it's a very commonful place, and... Holy fuck. Three dimes. 3 fucking dimes. This is just like when Cobble Street acquired that. Oh my, and a secret room, and joy to the world and all the 7 seas. Oh my goodness, why is the sewer doors theme coming in? That was ultimately worthless, but more bombs and more survivability in general, and this run is... You know, I'd be very disappointed with myself, I can ultimately say, if I managed to screw it up. The Ankh. The Ankh, eh? Right. Okay. So even if we die at this point in life, even if I butcher it all up, I get myself to the lowest of equations, I take it all for granted and say, oh, of course I can waste all these hearts like jerking off to this very boss room. It's not that I would ever do that in the first place. Not very well appealing to me to check off such bosses. Oh god, that is cryptic as fuck. Don't even want to think about that particular mindset. So yeah, let me not. Anyway, we got that right. So yes, even as I recall myself saying, even if I have the off chance of me dying on this run, I won't die. I will freaking come back from the dead, make a comeback, which is very, very awesome to say the least. And I will strike fear into the hearts of everything that will dare to venture into my reign of terror. Now, ultimately, the only thing we really need right now, right? That is... Alright, lovers. Oh, lovers is useless, and the Joker... What is the Joker, even? What is the Joker to a man? A man chooses, a Joker laughs. Or some shit like that. How am I to tell? I don't run brothels or circuses, circi around the world. Also be wondering if you must pronounce it circi when it's an us ending in a word, like just like fungi and you know, fungus and then funky, not the particular, well, music genre funky, but just the definition of plural mushrooms is what I'm trying to get at here. I have no idea why I used my last fucking key on that. I am very tempting the devil. Just because I feel very loathsome and I feel like I have a lot of things to spare in general. Because this is freaking amazing. Right, so what do I want from this? What exactly can a man even ask for on a run like this? Especially concerning, well, or taking into accounting the things that I've already unlocked in the first place, which is quite a lot. Maybe not enough. The missing page is not a very good trinket, but it will be something, I guess, for the off chance of me wasting all my health and then Necronomicon activating on that. Just 5% chance of it appearing. And let me tell ya, I am going to come all over the place if it does appear, and nobody will be here to tell me otherwise. Now I'm very joyful for when that moment will happen. I hope that everyone will get to experience the joy that is me coming over my desk. I do not know how that can be eventful in any idea whatsoever. And you seem to be having a very dear corner right over there, being protected by your dear manège à trois. So I will not see any more of that now. And please, the boss room soon. This was a very huge, maybe unnecessary flaw. But then again, what am I to say unnecessary? What am I even saying? Everything was necessary for the ungodly awesome run that we have here. Right? As you can see, we rack up the coins and we rack up luck. We rack up fucking everything. Everything gets wrecked when it comes to me. Nothing shall prevail in my vicinity. That was rhyming at its finest, but not for no more. It seems as though I must travel to Soho, is that even a city? I have no idea. I'm just trying to sound fancy and rhyming, but I ultimately failed at a very fitting time, you could say. So, once again, I am a doofus and do not remember exactly what these different items do for us. So it could evidently do just about anything, and I would really not remember it, which is quite the bad thing in general. But concerning my memory, I think it is, oh goodness, worse. That was a waste of a life, but we have so many lives in general. There is really nothing to say about that. I think the game just lagged slightly for me right there. Not that I want to complain about that, because obviously things are great. Things are doing so good you wouldn't even imagine. This is like hot Sunday on a spring morning, or a summer day. Then again, spring days are certainly quite underrated when you speak in those contexts, because, well, of course, depending on your geographical location, spring can be quite a warm time of the year. So don't underestimate it and say, oh no, the spring is fucking cold as tits and I'll freeze my ass off. Knowing I will literally freeze my cerebral cortex off. I'm taking way too much unnecessary damage at the fight against Mommy dearest. I don't know, I guess my tiers could be better, could be worse, could be so much more than this. But it's still a, well, defensively we are in a absolute splendid position. Even fucking more. And I will not, yeah, I will get everything but the missing page. That is the tears down, absolutely useless. The hanged man for flying, whatever, we can just hang ourselves right here, yeah. So, fine by me. Right, so we got to the devil room that was non-existent. And of course I will take this, sorry. What? So... yes. It might seem as though I have completely butchered myself on this instance, which I might have. Holy Jesus, that was unexpected. Maybe I should have not been a noob like this and went for what I thought was good and not for what I knew was good. And I really thought that we could just get a free deal with the devil right there, but apparently that was not the case. This means that I still have actually a very good chance of butchering up this awesome run to begin with, just because of me being an absolute moron in that regard and not doing, or doing what my gut told me to, or I don't even know what really tempted me to do such profane activities, when it certainly was not my logical sense. Or maybe it was. That is the worst part of this. I cannot even tell what it is. And we got Utero, which is the harder part of this particular floor, which is not something that I've been looking forward to. And there we have it. And oh, right. So the Ankh actually managed to get physical in the end, and I'm very, very pleased for that. Oh Jesus, might still have a chance of getting through here, which is very, very surprising to say the least. I'm very pleased I picked that up now. Holy Jesus. Thank you for everything you can do to contribute to this fine run we're having here. Ugh. Great, yes, more keys. That is actually evidently very useful. I will keep using. Okay, well, guess I couldn't keep that up for very long now, could I? Great. Can't really say I'm disappointed or anything. I'm just that's the way of the world. That's just the way it is. I'm not even gonna bother with that room because I just might butcher it. That is a bad trip pill. Is bad trip pills are bad trip pills even useful on runs like these, or are they just filling matters of nothingness? Great, more spirit hearts for the damned. In this case, the damned is nope, not gonna mess with that. I might have messed with it. Was I more reckless and in a better position than I currently am? But otherwise, not so much now. Yes. So yes, just gonna keep in mind what our priorities are here. That is taking care of this rich fella. Great. What the hell is this going on? And I would very much like you to get out of my face, dear Steam. Oh, Jesus Christ, I am very sorry for this. God damn it. This is... No. This is the reason why you do not allow Steam to enter your private life in any necessary way. Whatever. We've got sufficient keys, but I really don't know what I'm hoping for here. I just take... Oh, she's just about to go in the same darn room that I escaped from just the other day. I don't have sufficient keys. What am I talking about? I have sufficient bombs. God damn it. I have too many fucking bombs to be that... for them to be even be useful in the slightest regard. So yes. Trying my hardest not to take any... How much life do these fellas just have? And I took way too much unnecessary damage right there, let me tell you that much. Okay. So it is still quite shady. Might not want... Okay, Mom's Contact is an excellent proficiency that I just acquired, which is absolutely awesome. Right. So, would you kindly show your god-awful face to the general public so I can make fun of it and yes, prove you out to be that faceless bastard as the one you are. Right, okay, that is a free win, I suppose, so quite content with that. Devil. That is a win-win situation when you just had the fucking awfulness in a nutshell. I guess I will stay here for some weird reason, which I was not even aware of myself. But I was staying there. Don't think I will stay there much longer though. Why am I not using Book of Belial when it is obviously one of the most proficient things that I still have? There's quite a big chance of us dying here. Really not very happy for me having butchered this run. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Hoping for something good. Okay, double Loki. It's like It could be worse, mind you. It really still could be worse, but my chances generally are not really looking very good. I have had to resort to quite cheap tactics. Okay. So they could fly above rocks. Stupidest question of the year. Right. Okay. Yes. Thank you for watching, my dear friend, and have a good one.